No, you idiot. Oh no. Well, I got the water at least. Hello everyone, welcome back to Minecraft. Guys, remember this area? Because I certainly forgot about it for a few episodes. Yeah, I've been working here and I've been recording some clips in the meantime about what has changed. You actually see some updates on that as well. I wasn't sure if that would fill a whole episode, but seeing as the amount of time that went into it and the things I still want to do, I think the episode will be about the farm area once again today. That will be fine. So I won't talk about yet what is going on inside the farms itself. I have separate clips for that, but another thing that I want to do afterwards, and I haven't started that yet, I want to sort of make it easier to move here. Because right now there's two big valleys here. We have this valley over here and this one here, and with the elytra, that's it's fine, you know, it's flying, but it's actually a really short distance with the elytra, and I sort of want I don't know, the mobs, the villagers, and stuff to be able to move more easily there as well. Villagers don't really understand the concept of the pathway, and they don't really move from that village to this one, but I've moved a few villagers already and setting up the temporary bridges, etc. It's just way too much of a hassle, so I want to see if I can sort of make that nicer by adding some bridges. Now the plan is, and I still have to design a good bridge for this, is to take a pathway from the Fountain of Youth, sort of curve it like this, I think, to the tip. We'll have to bulk this up a little bit and then have a bridge here across there. That should be the same level as this pass, more or less. Could be one higher, could be one lower, that doesn't really matter. And the path will then follow this sort of hillside, cliffside, almost fell off, to here. And I am not sure yet. I'll have to think about it. Either there's a new bridge here, that's one option, or I'm going to raise the terrain, terraform a little bit, and just fill this in with some stone and dirt, and have the path follow that new terrain. And actually, the latter option sort of sounds nicer, because here my plan is to add a river. You know, casually create a river, but here I don't have the plans yet. You know, there's a river here, but we'll see. And if that's still the plan, then we'll unterraform it and make make a river out of it again, and a bridge already. So yeah, lots to do. We'll start by working on the farms itself, and then the second half of the episode we'll be working on the connection path. Hope you enjoy. I've completely forgot to mention this in the intro, but I've updated to Minecraft 1.16.2, and I kept finding all my doors open and these guys trying to get out, and I was like, I don't know, something is different. And something is different. This trick with the double carpet, I don't think it works anymore. I'll have to do some more research, but I think it's just gone. I see I have to rescue one of my villagers. Yeah. And I was like, oh, sir? And I don't know, I had the biggest trouble over at the farm as well, speaking from the future, with the villagers trying to get out, and I couldn't figure out why. But one of the things I've been doing as a sort of a temporary measure, which is really ugly is add these bars so they can't reach the door anymore. I've removed the carpet here so I can get through. Now that is really ugly. I wish I didn't have to do that, but it's sort of a quick and dirty fix. But one of the things that I now realize that the trick doesn't work anymore. So I was like, why aren't all my villagers just, I don't know, dancing around the village? I was expecting to basically have lost all of them. But now I think I get it. I think villagers are too tall to fit through the doorway, so they can pathfind through it. They think they can go through here, so that's why they ride up against the door. That's why they open the door. They just think they can get through, but then they can't, and they get, I don't know, distracted, or it's time to go to work or whatever. So I think that's it. But this means that well, it certainly means I'm going to lose a whole bunch of doormats all around the builds that I've got, but I also need to find some sort of solution for it, and I'm not sure what yet. After building up this farm area, I've mostly left it untouched from a build perspective. I wasn't exactly sure about all the designs, but they have been really growing on me, so I'm definitely keeping the pink house. I really like that. The carrots and the potatoes and the wool have been a really valuable resource in playing. What I want to do today is extend the farms that are in this area, especially in the farmhouse location. I want to add melons, pumpkins, and wheat. Maybe beetroot, but I haven't really seen a use for it other than trading and some stews. So I think with just manual farming I can do with my beetroot needs for the moment, but the other ones I definitely want to have automated for trading sake for the melon and pumpkins, and for breeding sake for the wheat. To make things a little bit safer around here, I added a bunch of torches to the field to make this a little bit less of a mob farm. I found that quite often there were a bunch of skeletons or creepers inside this field here. So I just added a bunch of torches. This is not perfect, but they should make it a lot more manageable. And I don't like the look of this. I might hide away the light sources, but I still don't know if I like the look of a glowing field in the darkness. Another thing I did was add an off switch to the sheep farm, basically for two reasons. The first one being I was worried about wool just accumulating when the system is full. And then lagging up the server or something. Maybe that's not really an issue, but I wasn't sure. It's not an issue yet anyway, because the chests are not full, and I haven't been using a lot of wool. The other issue is, or the other reason for the off switch is, if I want to re-dye these sheep, they need to have wool. You can't dye them when they have been sheared, and basically the system is such that they are always sheared. So the off switch itself is really simple. I just have a lever here that sends a redstone signal through repeaters, powers all these redstone dots, and the observer that looks at the grass block for when the sheep eats it, then it won't be able to send a pulse to this block because it's already on, so it won't be able to send a dispenser pulse. And if I disable this, nothing happens, but if I enable it, you see that's pretty cool. Just a wave of shears sent to it, so that's good. And then it just picks up again because the sheep continuously eat grass whether they have wool or not. I've already built the melon version of the farm to get familiar with the design. This is a design by Shulkercraft. I'll link to his video in the description, and the video is excellent in its simplicity. It's 5 minutes long, and it just explains step by step how to build it. So I was really impressed with that approach to farm design or farm explanation. And the design itself is also really simple and powerful. This is the main layer. You have the stems of, in this case, the melon plants. In a checkerboard pattern, and you just saw it happen there. As soon as a melon grows, the block updates. The observers above the melon stems, they detect that, and they fire a redstone pulse that fires the piston surrounding that. So any update, as also as the plants grow, this gets fired, but it doesn't really matter. Then above here, you just see the observers with a redstone dot on top of them, and below here, also fairly simple. There's just a minecart making the rounds, collecting up the melon and depositing it here. Oh, one of my stone got picked up as well. This has just been running. You get the melon slice. This is quite nice. So what I want to do now is mirror this in across here. For pumpkins. Okay, so with the whole dugout, I'm not too worried about all the chests just yet. We'll figure this out. I think I went a little bit high with this, but I want to keep it on the same level just because I just want. Alright, so all that's left to do now is fire up the minecart. The hopper minecart, that is. Where's my hoppers? There it is. And now we can send the minecart on its merry way, and it'll just do the zigzag. That'll be cool. So now the next layer, we just put a whole bunch of dirt in. The water over here. The minecart may or may not pick up the dirt. Okay, that's cool. And then the hoe, just do your checkerboard pattern like so. And I'll need some temporary blocks, and I'll make that dirt as well. Cool. Let me grab the pistons. And there we are. You need 40 of those, basically the same level of, and then you need to place them down. Ooh, I almost did it wrong. Above the non-pumpkin blocks. Yep. Okay, and now you can place the observers down. And for that you can get rid. Let's go over here. All that's left now is to put the redstone dots on top of the observers. And there is our first pumpkin. Nice. In my patented fashion of overcomplicating redstone things by hiding them away underground, I've added a wheat farm in a similar design below here. Let me see if I can elytra down. I have another minecart making the same zigzag pattern over a double chest. Collecting the stuff here. I think that's my bone meal. And up here I have a villager with a whole bunch of wheat, and I only gave him seeds. I made sure to get a fresh one from the Fountain of Youth, only give him seeds, so he should only be acquainted with seeds and maybe bread, but never with like carrots or potatoes or anything, so this should stay one crop. And because his inventory is full, he can't pick up the wheat. So that's dropped on the ground, and the minecart below catches it. I feel sorry for these villagers. This is what this area has now become: the constant sound of minecarts running, collecting the drops, and the occasional sound of droppers emptying items into water streams. If I have to spend a lot more time here, I'm going insane. I'll research and maybe tear the collection system out, or replace it all with just hoppers or something. It's it's quite annoying, and I don't exactly know what volume controls the minecart sound. I think the droppers, I'm fairly certain that's the block sound, but the minecarts I can't get them lower unless I do the whole volume, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to get creepered. But yeah, it's done. I had this this cave. Let me actually just sleep here. Below the farmhouse is a little cave that I did a small collection system in. There you see the farmhouse over there. Oops. This was already a natural cave. I dug it out. I made it sort of fitting in the shape, and this is where the drops from the farms are now all centrally collected. In the next clip, I'll take the camera account and I'll take you through the farm without the sound. So here you see the farms in action. It looks like the wheat guy has been hard at work harvesting and replanting things. You don't see a lot of that up top yet. This is definitely a slow farm. I suspect there's something changed. I read in the patch note there's something changed with regards to composters and villagers. Maybe the excess drops can be picked up and he's just putting them away, which is why I see the bone meal there. I don't know, so this might be up for revamping. Other than that, there is some stuff happening, so that's good. I ended up replacing the continuous loop with a zigzag that goes back and forth. That turned out to be a little bit easier with the unloading here. So while this minecart is going, let me move over to the other side. So at the end of the minecart track, there's the setup from the gunpowder farm again, with the comparator and the redstone torch and repeater to hold the cart while it's unloading and shoot it off again when it's done unloading. This works fairly well. The drops are then shot into a dropper. This comparator reads if there's any items in the dropper. If so, it sends a signal to this piston to extend, firing off this observer clock. There's a long delay here to make sure that the piston stays running longer, so the clock stays running longer than needed. This is to prevent the sort of back and forth thing that we hear in the Fountain of Youth, a system that I still have to update. But there, because of the speed that hoppers feed into the dropper, the piston is extended and then retracted and extended and retracted again, which is quite annoying in and of itself. So this makes that more stable. And then up here, there's a similar setup with the melon and the pumpkin farm, from the two sides feeding into the same dropper. And up here, I didn't have, there's no minecarts here above these two hoppers. There's the villagers for the carrots and the potatoes. They feed into a dropper as well with the same setup, also shooting into an item stream. Now the item stream here, things are already merged a little bit. I contemplated this a long while, but I decided to go for an item sorter here. So I have these, can I open these? Apparently I cannot. I can like this, just not from outside of the world. I decided to go for an item sorter here because I didn't want to manage 5 streams in the wall, like 5 water streams. That was so I decided I'll go for the drops that I want, and then I'll have an overflow chest for all the other things. And due to the way that hoppers now work, sometimes they can't keep up. So here there's, you see some melon slices coming in here, and the potato and the carrot, I'm fairly certain, are new as well. In between episodes, I spent some time going through the caves around the area of the gunpowder farm with the goal to light them up. Now the night vision effect is applied to the camera account at the moment, so it's a bit tough to see, but on the right side you see a lot of torches, so I did a fairly good job there. On the left side you see quite a bit of mobs still, so that's a cave area that I apparently I didn't discover during my caving trips. I may go back at the same time. The rates are already vastly improved, so I don't really see a need just yet. Caving with an iron farm and a gold farm is actually a really weird experience. I'm really used to triggering to gold and iron ore as valuables, but now I have plenty of them, and actually the effort of mining it, smelting it, is greater than just going to the farm or spending a night AFK at those farms to stock up. So I really had to switch the mindset and not be excited about that anymore, and it actually weirdly detracts from caving in a way. I found that it was kind of dull to just do it for the sake of lighting it up. It was a chore, so I didn't record during it. I just had live streams and videos and etc. on to distract me from for it. There's still the occasional diamond and redstone ore and lapis that did excite me, of course, the treasures. But other than that, one of the most valuable things to be found in the caves at the moment is coal ore, which is so weird to me. And I actually think I should have a farm, maybe a wither skeleton farm, that gives me a bunch of coal as well. Yeah. Oh, look at that. I have a few seconds and then we'll have a lot of sizzling incoming. I love that. Oh, this is so cool. This is awesome to watch. Hope you enjoyed that time lapse of the path and bridge build. They're relatively small projects, but I didn't want to do everything off camera building them. At the bridge, I messed around with designs for a little bit, and I came to this one, and I actually quite like it. I wanted wood because I didn't want a solid like stone structure, and I saw a lot of pictures of like the truss support structures in the arches, etc. And I thought I messed around with it, and I ended up on basically a whole bunch of fence posts filling up the thing. That made it look like there's a lot going on there. I tried to different designs, but this one I liked the most visually. I think I'll have to play around the sort of the archway and the bridge deck. We'll connect them up a little bit more. And then, excuse me, let me grab the lead. So yeah, we haven't used the donkey in forever. This pathway, really like sort of this style of pathway. And then here you see it sort of comes to a cliffside. Can we? We take a little bit of damage here, and then over the terraformed bit, all the way to the farmhouse. Now what I'll do as well, the later stage, is either through here or along here make a pathway into the field as well, up to the shed. But for now, this sort of looks nice. Lighting around it, grass around it. This is quite good. That a zombie broke the door, so I thought I'll block it off so baby zombies can't get in. Now this sort of a little bit of a cave. Oh, that's annoying. I'll make it a little bit taller there. Some lights in the cave as well, and then a deck of jungle paths on the bridge with the soul lantern lights. I thought, why not add a little bit of color in the bridge as well. So the farm is now connected up, and actually let me, before continuing, is that, yeah, that works. This is a project from our board, is it not? Connect farm and village. Boom, done. We are done, sir. Good. Nice. And I actually, the grass, it's just a little bit spamming of some coarse dirt, some tall grass. I'll play around with this some more, see if I can do a little bit more. And then the lanterns on the side. But this already, I really like how it looks. I played around with some stairs in between to maybe add some verticality, but to be honest, it gives me an uneasy feeling of like a road that has big gaps in it. I'm thinking about people injuring themselves when walking on that. So I personally like the look of this a little bit more, but maybe I'll do a little bit more sort of levels in between them. That's just to give it a little bit more depth. Now it's just all the texture of the blocks that have to give the road depth, and then maybe if I lower and raise certain sections, then there's more that will help. It's playing around with it. I won't record everything of that, obviously, because I don't know, it's a lot of just trying. Does it look okay, and then undoing it as well. So I don't know, drive you guys crazy probably watching it as well. That's all we have time for today, so I'll end the video in the same location where I started it, but now with a pretty awesome path and bridge to look out over. Thank you guys so much once again for watching. If you have any tips or feedback, do feel free to leave a comment. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like or subscribing to the channel for similar content in the future. I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I hope to see you next time.